We just got this Epson ecotank. It's really nice because you don't have to go through ink cartridges. You can just fill up these ink reservoirs here. So let's go ahead and do that. This lid here just opens and then you have access to all the reservoirs. If you just lift up on, say, the black, it'll open that up. And then we can open up the ink bottle that comes with it. The bottle is made to fit in here without it spilling, so you can just take the bottle, push it in, and it just starts draining. You can see it starting to fill up in the reservoir. I'll just lift this up. Nice, really no mess at all. Let's add in the rest of the colors. I really like this system, it's super fast, and there's no mess. It appears this will take one full bottle. Not quite one full bottle, there's still some left in there. I like how it doesn't spill everywhere. There's a little bit of ink that might kind of come through whenever you lift it up, but it's very minuscule. Add the magenta. And lastly, the cyan. Now we've got all the ink filled, we can go ahead and close the lid, and a nice feature that this has is once you get past the stop, you can drop it, and it has a soft close, so you don't have to worry about dropping it and having it slamming down. When you first turn it on, it'll ask you to select your language. We're going to go with English. Adjust the paper size to the size that you need. I'm going to go ahead and put some paper in here. The piece on the back lifts up and out a little bit as a rest for the paper. Once you've filled the tanks, we're going to hold down question mark for more than 3 seconds. And then it'll start the initialization once we hit the start button. Then we'll hit the start button. It says this process can take about 10 minutes. Initialization is complete. Align the printer. Yeah, let's go ahead and adjust it. We'll click the print button and it'll go through, align it, bring the ink to the front of the nozzles, and it'll print a test page. First print looks fantastic with great cyan, magenta, yellow, black, everything showed up. It'll ask you if there's any missing segments. There's not, so we're gonna hit no, and then we'll tell it to adjust the print position, to click print again. Now it asks you to look at the printout boxes and select the ones that have the least lines. So like box number 3, 6, 9. So on this first line, I'm gonna say number 3 is the best. Line number 2, I would say 6 is the best. Line number 3, 6 is really good there. Number 4, also is 6. Number 5 is also 6. Number 6 looks to be more like number 7. And number 7 is also number 7. Then we'll hit OK. Load in some paper and click print. Alright, so next you have to look at the rectangles and see which ones are not separated or overlapped. And number 7 here looks to be not separated and not overlapped. It's a really good blend between the two, so that's the one I'm going to select. Number 7. Okay. Alright, and now it's done. The next thing to do is set up the Wi-Fi so we can print via Wi-Fi from a computer. Go through the first setup options, just click OK, leave all the default settings, and then it'll ask you to select your SSID. And you're able to use this to type in a password. Once you type in the password, it'll start setting up. The next step will say a new firmware is released. Update the firmware from the setup menu. That's not quite as urgent. And then it says you can register your Epson Connect from Epson Connect from the service menu. I'll say remind us later. And the setup is complete. So click. If you want a print report, then you just click the print button. And I think I'm going to do that on a scratch piece of paper. Once all the Wi-Fi settings were connected, it's printing some really great images. There's a lot of color in here, and it's a great transition from our other old printer. We were having a lot of problems with this. The color wasn't great. We had installed a continuous inking system so you can refill the cartridges. This is built for it, and it's been working a whole lot better.